I come from Kensington in Philadelphia. Another name for Kensington is the Badlands. It's where a lot of impoverished people live. That's how people look at it from the exterior, but from the inside, I see that it's a community of resourceful people, and there's a lot of creativity that happens in this place. I am a potter, poet, an artist. The work I do is primarily representing the community that I come from. I am trying to find my identity through that work. My parents are both from Puerto Rico. They did immigrate here. They come from less means than I did. In school, we didn't have art classes. That wasn't really a thing. I would say my first introduction to art was graffiti. I had some big cousins, and I just wanted to be just like them. We all did graffiti together. When I would tag a wall with my name, it made me feel like my life mattered. And so I started to draw and paint. Years later, I took a community college art class, and the teacher just happened to be a potter. That was why I initially pursued ceramics. It was the first time really where people started to tell me that I was good at something. I told myself that I was gonna have a career in the arts, and I was gonna do it at all costs. My practice became defined when I started to acknowledge where it is that I'm from. It was telling the stories of Kensington, but also paying homage to all the people that paved the way for me to be here. In this piece, I wanted to make something based off of Nina Simone, and I wanted it to be the era of the 70s. I do design directly on the work, but a lot of it is just back and forth between me and the pot.
Roberto Lugo is really important to this neighborhood and to really the whole ceramic community, nationally and internationally. We have his beautiful mural that's on the side of our building, and he wants to make sure that young people from his community have a chance to do ceramics, which is really empowering and gives kids agency in a world where they often feel powerless. Roberto loves to go out into parks and throw on the wheel. It's a surprise for people seeing someone doing this thing that they really have never seen before.
So make your fingers like this, yep. And you're gonna put it right in the pot.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
You wanna try to make some pottery? Since I winded up being somebody who has a career in art, it becomes more important for me to share that. Perfect, you're doing so good, Mia, look at that.
Yeah.
So what would you eat out of this?
Cereal.
Cereal, yep. Good job. Just recently, I got to teach people who live in Kensington about pottery patterns and how they're made. And they got to make their own patterns. We use those patterns to paint 3 public sculptures. So the public sculptures are not only in this neighborhood where people don't think public sculptures belong, but they're created by people from this community as well. I'm inspired by ancient Greek pottery, and those potters are working in the same exact way that I'm working today, except they did it several thousand years ago. Just to be a part of that lineage for me is really exciting.
In this exhibition, we have incorporated ancient objects together with Roberto's work to show how ceramic vessels tell stories, both in antiquity and today, how that medium really enables these stories to be told and shared among a community.
If we look at ancient Greece, the pieces are telling the stories of gods and incredible parties and heroes. But you don't really see the poor people or the enslaved people. And for me, it's so important to tell their stories.
We have his work called Same Boy, Different Breakfast, where on one side of that vessel, you see a teenager sitting in his room at his desk.
In the back of the piece, it has the very same boy, but in a prison cell. It tells my experience of growing up with young men who were innocent, but they wind up somehow in prison. In this particular piece, I was thinking a bit about when somebody passes away and they create these street shrines, sometimes people will pour out some beer for the departed.
It reminds me of a type of scene that you see on Greek funerary art where the living and the dead are shown holding hands like this. And that's really what you see here with these individuals reaching out to each other in the face of death. It's just very powerful.
One of my works is at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. It's actually a life casting of my body, broken up into all the different parts of my DNA. And it was part of an exhibition directly named in the presidential order to remove the idea of race from art institutions. I feel like people fear it because they feel like their lives or stories don't matter, but all of our stories matter, and we should celebrate them all. So when you cut the arts, baby, you cut the heart, strings off the body that freedom rings. If you cut the arts to fund war, what are we fighting for? They tell us to paint houses, but not to paint a canvas. You'd rather see us in encampments than exceeding on a campus. Without art, how you gonna dance when you ace that math test? Who's gonna sing your praises when you get that high mark? Without art, we're quick to draw guns, apt to sing war cries, dance around the issues. You wanna stop violence? Pick us some violins. You see, because those who draw good are the last to draw blood, and those who throw pots were the last to throw shots. So when you cut the arts, baby, you cut the heart, strings off the body that freedom rings.